This week at Bungie, January 20th, 2022, we're sweeping up some blues. You can see. Actually would make it's actually pretty cool. I wonder how they got them in the tower. Obviously they have access to their own API, but anyway, time's been flying by, hasn't it? Including the article you're reading today, just 5 TWAB stand between you and the Witch Queen. We don't yet have the technology to enter a hypersleep that can bridge the gaps, but we do have the power to set some expectations on topics we'll be covering between now and then. This week, we'll be talking about power, blue drops, gunsmith reputation, some shifts in exotic sources, and more. Over the next few TWABs, we'll be talking Vanguard rep, Gambit reworks, weapon crafting, and Void 3.0, but not necessarily in that order. Don't forget the patch note previews and additional weapon tuning details. It'll be a fun time, and hopefully we'll get you some things to chew on each week. We may even have a trailer or two to share with you before launch. If you haven't been on social media in the past week, you might have missed some bite-sized snippets of story. Okay, that's the trailer that they dropped. So let's kick things off with power and where your guardian will stand when it's time to embark on a Witch Queen's campaign. The power is yours. In the realm of Destiny, power is not only a measurement of your guardian's general abilities, but a consistent gauge for players on whether or not they'll be able to tackle a given challenge. While the Witch Queen won't feature a big overhaul to the ways in which you gain power, we do have some general updates coming to launch day to get returning and new players up and ready for a fresh campaign. First, let's talk some definitions. Some of you may know these by heart, but we're always excited to introduce new lights and returning players to information like this. Floor, the lowest possible power for a piece of gear. Starting point for new characters. Soft cap, the point in which general drops stop being automatic. Upgrades, powerful gear drops are now the best way to gain power. Power cap, the point in which powerful drops stop being updates or upgrades. Pinnacle gear drops are now the only way to gain power. Hard cap, max possible power from pinnacle drops, ignoring artifact power. Starting on February 22nd, the power floor will be updated to 1350. Alright, so we only have to gain 20 because 1330 is the hard cap right now. Any player who signs in will be at appropriate power levels to start Witch Queen campaign, even if they've taken a recent break from the game. Through general gameplay, players can reach a soft cap of 1500. Oh my god. Okay, so there's going to be some grinding. By earning general gear through activity, completions, chests, and more. This includes rare and legendary drops. Once reaching the soft cap, players will need to earn powerful drops from vendor challenges and other objectives in the game. Once reaching the power cap of 1550, wow, that's a lot of grinding. The only upgrades that players will find are from in-game activities that offer pinnacle rewards. Your final stretch to the hard cap 1560 will be through raids, Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, and other in-game PvE sources. I would like to know what the in-game PvE sources are going to be, because I'm pretty sure VOG won't be. Empire Hunts probably will be removed from there. They're going to have to start replacing some sources that we're probably going to be losing as well. There will be some adjustments to pinnacle and powerful resources, as these shifts yearly to focus on newer seasonal content and fresh Destiny 2 expansion. Content often with the Witch Queen. Keep an eye on tooltips as you start completing activities, as they'll specifically note the different types of rewards that they offer. We have no doubts that our more eager players will create guides within a week of launch, of course, but we hope that the power climb is fairly easy to understand once you get your boots on the ground on February 22nd. Designing an economy is easy, right? Quote unquote. Short answer, absolutely not. Nothing in the game design is easy, especially when tackling the various currencies and exchange that Destiny 2 offers. This week, we'll be diving in the economy feature lead Joshua Kalinsky, speaking to some exciting changes on behalf of the team. Joshua, beginning in the Witch Queen, Blue, Rare, rewards will stop dropping from playlist activities, Crucible, Strikes, Gambit, etc. once players have reached the soft cap. Okay, but what are we going to do about currency conversion? Players above the soft cap 1500 power in the Witch Queen will instead see significantly increased chance at receiving legendary rewards from these activities or a small amount of legendary shards. Okay, that's still better, but what do we do about transferring our prisms into masterwork materials? Blue weapons and armors will continue to drop from enemies and chests while playing Destiny 2, but we hope that this will reduce the need for players to manage their inventories and reduce the frequency of visits to the postmaster when running playlist activities. Alright, we'll still get blues, but not as frequently as they used to be. That's acceptable. We have some work ahead of us when it comes to rarity as a subject in Destiny 2. While blue gear helps players increase their power earlier in the game, we want to look at their place in the overall game. We aren't expecting any major changes in the next few seasons, but we will be spending some time behind the scenes thinking about the future of rare drops all up. Wait, what? Thinking about the future of rare drops all up. Is that a sentence? Moving on. Gunsmith reputation. Banshee 44 is getting a new reputation system that matches the other vendors in the tower, such as Zavala and Shaxx. This means we are removing some of the items that were previously associated with a gunsmith reputation, namely gunsmith materials and weapon telemetries. Players will now earn reputation rank progress with Banshee 44 when dismantling legendary and exotic weapons and armor, or by completing any daily gunsmith bounty. So not the repeatables. Players will want to spend their gunsmith materials and weapon telemetries at the gunsmith before February 22nd. Any materials that are not spent will be removed from inventory automatically. Mods and mod components. We will also be removing mod components from the game. Interesting. How will we get our old mods that we haven't gotten yet? Starting, well, at least for the players who are trying to catch up. Starting in the Witch Queen, weapon and armor mods sold by Banshee 44 and 81 respectively will no longer require mod components to purchase, and will instead cost 10,000 glimmer each. Fair. Furthermore, as part of this update, we are increasing the number of mods available on each vendor at a single time from 2 to 4. Okay. Nice. Every single reset, make sure you check for your mods that you probably missed. Before we move on, it should be noted that all ghost mods that generate weapon telemetries will be removed as they no longer serve a purpose. These mods are as listed below. Rahul's taking over. As we have mentioned in the past, Rahul will be inheriting Spider's material exchange duties in the Witch Queen. Exchanging rates should match what you know from the Spider. For now, it's a little bit cryptic. But these services are being shifted to the tower as the Tangled Shore will be soon off limits to Guardians. They're probably gonna murk my boy Spider. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm here for it. Because he did kind of help what's her face get the ghost that she need. So my boy's gotta get murked. In addition, Rahul will also be picking up some of the wares that Banshee 44 and 81 once offered, specifically the sale of Enhancement Prism and Ascendant Shards. As noted above, this makes space for more mods to be available for purchase during a given week. Rahul will offer these materials at the same time, but at the same price as Banshee 44 and 81 once sold them. Enhancement prisms, 10 enhancement cores, 25 planetary materials, 10,000 glimmer. Ascendant shard, 10 enhancement prisms, 100 planetary materials, 50,000 glimmer. As a final note, before we move on to some exotic news, Master Rahul will also be able to decrypt umbral engrams, so players will not have to hop between the helm and the tower to decrypt all of the engrams in their inventory. Nice. Focusing for individual seasonal weapons and armor will live on seasonal vendors in the helm moving forward. So if you want to focus on a specific weapon from a given season, you'll still need to head to the helm for decryption. Hawkmoon and Deadman's Tale. As of February 22nd, 2022, the Harbinger and Presage exotic missions will no longer be accessible. The team still wanted to preserve the ability for players to obtain random rolls for these weapons. Therefore, instead of adding these items to the Monument of the Lost Lights, as we have done with most of our previous exotics that no longer have a source, these two weapons will show up as part of Xur's inventory each weekend. Nice. Papa Xur is getting more purposes in the game. Every week, Xur will offer a unique role for Hawkmoon and Deadman's Tale, and will be purchasable to all players that own Beyond Light for the following materials: 1 Ascendant Shard, which means you're going to have to participate in endgame; 1 Exotic Cipher, which means you'll have to do his Exotic Cipher quests; 125,000 Glimmer, that's expensive; and 200 Legendary Shards. So you're not buying this unless he has like a god roll among god rolls. So if you haven't gotten your Vorpal weapon roll and you don't get it before Witch Queen, just know you're gonna have to be spending buku bucks in order to get one. Wait, before you go, what about those exotic catalysts? Oh, that's something fun. The Hawkmoon, DMT, and Augur Scepter Catalyst will be moved to the playlist activity Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, Completions. In addition to these 3, we also have added the ability for 3 catalysts that have been absent from Destiny 2 to drop from the playlist activities as well. The full list: Hawkmoon, DMT, Augur Scepter, Outbreak Perfected, Whisper of the Worm, the 4th Horseman. Outbreak Perfected and Whisper of the Worm have both had the requirements for completing their catalysts updated so that they can be completed without access to their original activities. Save the raid update. Witch Queen has a new raid. Surprising? No, not really. Not at all. It's to be expected. While we still have a bit of time before the world's first race begins, we wanted to get a rally flag planted in the sand for when you should expect to be taking on the challenge. Destiny 2 Witch Queen Redacted Raid, March 5th. That is almost an entire, like 2 weeks. Comes out on the 22nd. So, oh, we got a week. About a week. Yeah, a week and some change to get ready. All right, get your grinding pants on. I remember to get off work for that day. 10 a.m. Pacific, so 1 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have additional details on content, on contest mode, Bungie rewards, and other need to know information closer to the date. Until then, get in those time off requests. If you're still in school, we do not advertise faking sick notes from your doctors or lying to your parents to stay home. Go to class, do your homework, ace those tests, be a good student, conquer the raid boss that is the essay due next week. Raid prep can be an evening activity. We'll be proud of you either way. Nice. Reload. Earlier this morning, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you live, we deployed a fresh hotfix to address some crashes found in Gambit and Dares of Eternity. My game has been crashing since you did this update twice now, but we'll see how that turns out. Our player support team has a quick rundown in case you missed the patch notes and some additional known issues that we're tracking. This is their report. Hotfix 3.4.0.3 resolved issues. Ornaments can now be equipped to the Wishender. Grasp of Avarice players will no longer be trapped outside the encounter if they are dead outside a crystal tunnel. Grasp of Avarice dungeon. The damage phase for the ogre boss will now consistently start after depositing enough cursed engrams. We have reverted colorblind settings made in Hotfix 3.4.0.2 and we'll be looking into making updates to colorblind settings in future updates. Known issues. While we continue investigating various known issues, there is a list of latest issues that we're reporting in our help form. When first spawning into an area or activity, hand cannons sometimes don't have ammo. Yes, this has been happening to me. Thankfully, I am not the only one. Dares of Eternity game streak now gives a maximum of 125 points per completion. Okay. For a full list of issues in Destiny 2, players can review their known issues articles. Players who observe other issues should report them to #helpform. Week with our editor. These are the movie of the week. Obviously, I don't want to get DMCA'd, so you can watch that on your own. But is it art? Artist of the week. Getting. Oh yeah, it's artist of. Ooh, this is not bad. Oh, this is the Shaxx toy. A quick clarification before we go. Over the weekend, a few Guardians out there were scraping our articles to figure out whether or not Iron Banner bounties will be removed at the end of the season. It was discovered that we had a slight error published to the website, and I wanted to take a moment to set expectations on what is being removed. Iron Banner bounties will not be removed at the end of the season. Bounties are acquired and completed at the point during this season will be retained after the Witch Queen releases. Note, bounties retained from Season of the Lost will be capped at 1350 power and not give players any bounties, any bonus power next season upon redemption. Additional note, these bounties will be removed at the end of Season 16 as Saladin will be taking his turn in our rollout of vendor reworks. Okay. Final note, because I have you here, our final Iron Banner of the season will be during the final week of Season of the Lost. So we have one more Iron Banner. Nice. Seasonal bounties related to Season of the Hunt, Season of the Chosen, Season of the Splicer, and Season of the Lost will be removed at the end of the season. Bounties from the Tangled Shore destination will be removed at the end of the season. Some daily bounties, some general activities, or destinations may be removed depending on the objective or reward balancing on a per bounty basis. Example, a handful of Drifter and Gunsmith bounties are being looked at alongside some vendor work. Note, oh dear, did we just confirm that the Drifter is getting a pass? Well, that shouldn't be a surprise. We are tinkering with Gunsmith in Season 16. With Gambit in Season 16. More on that in future TWAB. Rule of thumb: if you do not want to lose your rewards, we highly recommend that you turn in your bounties before a new year of Destiny content hits the servers. While some of you are looking at ranking up your artifact a bit faster than others, we expect many of your mod unlocks to come from completing and the campaign and jumping into quest activities reward. Afterwards, take your time. You'll unlock all the goodies. We have no doubts. Yeah, but we want to do it faster. Thanks for stopping by for another TWAB. Next week, Hippie will take the reins again for her second TWAB. Until then, we'll see you in a while. Cheers. DMG04. All right, well, that's it for our this week's TWAB. I guess we're at the point where we just have to wait and see. But yeah, if you liked the video, if you found this video of any sort of value, don't forget to